And we're live from Hex Jesus' home in the secret lab somewhere in Antarctica. Here with Wasabi DCL, Lord Master, whale aficionado of wearables, man of God, chart master. What's up, dude? And the lag begins.
I was starting to get some overlap on the audio there. Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, good. Yeah, I think I had another browser open, so it was probably the YouTube feed that was just a few seconds behind.
Right. Yeah, it's fucking. I don't know what's going on right now in the United States, man. It's the even if you have like direct Ethernet connections and shit, so you still lag out sometimes. Like, I mean, I know it's not. It must be the connection because I know it's not my computer. My computer's fucking nice.
No, it's there's probably just from the pandemic. It's probably just put a lot of. There's just probably just a lot more bandwidth just due to the pandemic. So
yeah,
there's just a lot of people that are staying home and then streaming or doing like other random shit on the internet is probably kind of the bulk of it. I had that problem maybe like a week after, probably 2 weeks after COVID first hit. So I don't think it's just you that's experiencing that.
Yeah, I changed like 2 different Wi-Fi's and everything, and then I ended up just going directly connected to my phone through hotspot. I was like, fuck it, let me see if this works.
That works, yeah.
And it was like, it works better. I was like, wow, that's sad.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, man, I wanted to like start this talk real quick because the mana price finally, after 3 eons, has finally decided to pump. I mean, like the biggest pump we ended up getting was maybe what, like 6 cents, 5 cents?
Yeah, for the launch price? Yeah, it was like around 67 cents. Back in, let me actually pull up the chart for this one. Yeah, this really so this was back in it was actually right around the launch. So basically back in like February, like late January, early February, there was a good price increase up to 6 cents, and then it basically kind of fell off from there, and then now it's starting to really take off again. So it looks like the accumulation range, at least for cheap mana, is basically over because it's broken out of a it's a similar setup on all the altcoins, but it's basically broken out of a multi-year accumulation range that kind of dates back to it actually dates back to around like December of 2018. So whoever basically bought in that range is, at this point, I think they're going to be pretty safe with their holdings, and then they're just going to be increasing now through the next couple months.
Dude, Max had a great comment right here, man. You know, you can sell your spare electricity back to the energy companies. What if you could lend your spare bandwidth to other people in the bandwidth pool? Unibandwidth or bandwidth pool? Or Uniband? That's pretty cool.
Yeah, isn't there? Because I think you're probably familiar with that as far as like Orchid, as far as like that. Is that because I know that was a VPN one, but I thought I recall, I don't know if it was that project you're mentioning as far as being able to like sell bandwidth or something like that.
Sell bandwidth. They sell bandwidth with it as well. Yeah. So I still haven't experimented with it yet, but I mean, I have the fucking app on my phone. It's so crazy to me. Orchid, which is Orchid OXT. Here, I'll put it in chat. Oh, my bad. Wait. Whoops. OXT is the ticker symbol. It's like almost like an Orchid VPN. Yeah, exactly, Max. Exactly, and the only thing I know their VPN's pretty much good enough, but the only thing I don't know is what their bandwidth, if their bandwidth's any good, because I'm gonna try it out at the high setting. If it's good, I'm like, wow, this is awesome. It's so underpriced. Like I sold a little bit to get into another coin, but because I already had a lot of Orchid already, I felt like compared to the market cap to how much I had in USD, it was way too high in terms of that. It was like a small cap, and I was like, by the time, like, because it was on Coinbase, and I just set it to auto buy, even though it was like ripping me off. By the time I stopped the auto buy a couple days ago, I was like, whoa, I have too much money in this coin right now. had to kind of diversify in a way. I put it into some other shit coins, without security that way. Let's see. I like where it goes without security. It does have security. I mean, but it's essentially like a kayak. So it's a decentralized VPN where it basically gets like NordVPN and all the other VPN providers, but only aggregates information to that. So it gets really hard to track you because every time you use the app, you're using a different VPN. So it gets pretty hard to kind of track you. Am I coming in okay?
Yeah, your audio is fine.
Okay, cool. Good. Whew. Let's see. So let me see the price.
Still looks
right
like
now.
Still hovering right around 18 cents. But this is like one of those this is really just like one of those alts where when it takes off, it really takes off. Kind of similar to what we're looking at least with Mana, because there's just not a lot of trading volume that even runs through Mana. So when it gets these spikes, it basically makes like a 2x, like a 2 to 3x move in just a matter of days. And I would not be surprised to see the same thing with something like Orchid later on. Just even, I mean, that's the thing. Like with a lot of the alts, like even if the coin itself, like even if there's like honestly, once you go into a bull market, things like fundamentals, like a lot of that stuff tends to get thrown out the window. And then once the speculation comes in, that's all that really matters. So it's always good having. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you just have just like a two. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
It's a fucking audio. I'm sorry. Yeah, pretty. Whatever you said, sure. But it's so like right now, what's Mana sitting at? What like? Let me see where Mana. It's sitting at.
It's gone up quite a bit. I mean, it's around it's over 11 cents right now. And back during I'm trying to find a price chart back that dates back to the 2017 bubble, and it looks like
it's up.
It's actually, dude, it's actually basically back up to the level it hasn't really seen since roughly around like July of 2018. So it's pretty crazy, like to think it's actually now starting to trade at levels back before the real bear market started for Mana. Because honestly, Mana actually did, at least initially, it did pretty well during the bear market, where it was just hovering basically between 10 to 20 cents for quite a while, and then it slowly started to come down from there, and it's now trading. It's really actually not too far away from its previous all-time high, which I think was around. It's actually still quite a move, but still, it's comparing it like on the charts, like it's basically back up to its 2018 levels.
Yeah. So like currently it's almost worth more than Apple worth, which is pretty funny. It's nice to see them up here in place. Like right now they're number 66, which is really nice because like even at the peak, at the launch, like I think like a week after the launch in February, I think it only touched like the mid 80s. No, the low 70s. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's even above that now, which is crazy. So I mean, I hope, and then if you look at the token, it's done a lot more work since then. I mean, the main interface of some Chad.
It is one hell of a green candle. It's a beautiful green candle, actually.
Yeah. You can't tell me what to do, Cultivate. You ain't my pappy. Oh, share screen. Okay, give me a second. I'm still trying to figure all this out. Give me a second. Let me see. see, share screen. Okay. Huh. Talk, Wasabi, while I try to figure this out.
I'm just looking at the. All right, let's take a look at a few other alts. So another one that's going to look pretty interesting soon is probably going to be Omisego. It's basically just been hovering in the $1.50 range, basically for over 2 months now. It basically had a pump from the Coinbase listing that took it from 50 cents up to $2, and then it's just been consolidating since then. 0x looks like it's kind of almost like an early indicator as far as what kind of chart setup to expect, at least for Omisego, just because it has a very similar trading pattern as far as the consolidation range, and it looks like 0x is at least attempting to make a breakout here. I would keep an eye on that, because either 0x is really set to launch pretty soon, but if this breakout, if it ends up failing, sometimes like that, those setups also can lead to a pretty nasty correction if it just doesn't have enough energy to break out.
Right.
So yeah, I think I'm just gonna look at 0x to see, if that starts to really pop off, then I'll probably look more into Omisego. I already have like a small position in Omisego that I'm holding, but I'll basically look to add if it looks promising for 0x, and at least with some of the other altcoins popping off like Mana, that's pretty encouraging. And then aside from like the low cap stuff, it looks like at least a few of the majors are starting to move again. Notably, Tezos it had a pretty decent move for today. I think it's around like a 7 to 8% move, and it's actually getting really close to its basically its top around $3.60. And once that level breaks, I think there's basically just going to be a pretty easy launch that takes it up to $5. So Tezos is looking very strong. And that was actually one of the, Tezos has basically been like one of the leaders in general, like during, at least since like December of 2018, it's been really one of the strong alts. But it looks like it's basically going to start gaining some momentum back, because it was just kind of, it wasn't really moving up that much when Ethereum had its recent rally that briefly took it above $400.
Right. Hey, right now when I shared my screen, did it actually show the coin market cap and everything?
Let me flip back to the YouTube feed. Actually, give it another shot again. With the screen share.
Sure. Because I'm still figuring out. I'm still figuring out how to do all this. Let's see.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like it's popping up. So yeah, I can at least see it on StreamYard, and then let me flip back to YouTube. I'm gonna flip back to the YouTube stream here.
Doing dumb shit right now.
Yeah, I would say it's working.
Okay, so, cool.
Yeah.
All right, that's good. I'll remove that for right now. That's cool. I didn't know how to do that. I'm still learning to do all this stuff. So this is kind of like why we're kind of like posting at weird hours and stuff. But if you guys catch these streams, and there's some really good nuggets in this. Like, yes, it did. Cool. Yeah, Escatar. I hope I'm saying that right. Yeah, I've been looking into OX for a minute now, because they have a really interesting. I think it's called API OX, which is basically sort of like a Uniswap knockoff, but it's sort of doing like a Kayak version of it, where it's like it takes all the decentralized like Uniswap, Kyber network, IDEX, and then it just aggregates you the best exchange to get you the best price for a certain token. And I'm pretty sure they have a fee on top of that, probably. But it looks pretty cool, but I still have to look around into it. But if this catches on, because OX is kind of pretty much backed by ICE, which is like the Nasdaq's owner, then it could be really this could be a coin that kind of pushes like mid to late term of the bull market pretty heavy if it starts getting use. Yeah, Max. Yeah, we'll probably drop the links later on DCL, probably in the chat or something. But in terms of news sources, it's kind of one of the. What was the thing you were saying earlier? That they just added like a what was it, tether pair for this on Bitfinex?
So that was for Cardano. They recently added. They basically recently listed Cardano on Bitfinex. So now there's just more USDT volume running through that pair.
Well, yeah. Well, financial service companies, things like exchanges, retirement companies, anything that's just dealing with money management, they didn't really take a hit because their business is technically pretty much online. I mean,
yeah,
we can just do everything online. So it's like if I'm managing $1 billion, I'm still collecting fees no matter what on their money. So it's not that hard to keep hiring people. I mean, it's pretty COVID-proof outside of maybe like the underlying market completely taking a shit, obviously, and people pulling out their funds probably. But other than that, you know.
Yeah, let me see if it. Out of curiosity, I wonder if it allows me to.
Can you share your screen?
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna see if it works, but
right.
I'm not. Let's do. Screen.
Yeah, I held OXT for a long time. I think it was 18 cents, but I got a little bored with it, and I honestly found a couple other opportunities. So I'm not too mad at it now that it's like at 40 cents or 30 cents right now. But that was a coin that caught my interest back in the day. Like I think me and Wasabi did a video where we went through the Coinbase coins, I think, and yeah, that like OX always had caught my eye because it just seemed like a sleeper. So I mean, it's a good coin. I like it, and it's pretty well vetted.
All right, looks like I could do it. I'm just trying to set up the chart here.
Sure. Let me see. Let me go back to CoinMarketCap. Tether fucking Chainlink. that's hella funny, man. I'm like cucked out Chainlink today. Let me go change 24-hour change. Wow. Okay, Balancer. What the hell is Balancer? What the fuck? All right.
I'm gonna reload this. I'm just gonna briefly drop out of the stream for a sec here.
Yeah, for sure. It is now Litecoin Moses stream. Hex Jesus. Ask away, chat. I shall answer your questions. The conch knows all. Let's see. But yeah, well, actually, like something really interesting that I was getting a lot of DMs today because of the mana price increase about like sort of like a wearables list of what I think is valuable even now to buy, because with the increase on prices, it's actually putting sell pressure on the price of some wearables, on most wearables, because people are trying to cash out into mana to get USD because. We were talking about this earlier. Like somebody just sold an item that's worth 15,000 mana for about 4,000 mana. But since the price went from 3 cents to about 11 cents, it was basically like a 3x. And yeah, basically a 3x in price, but they ended up selling it for a third of the actual price of the original selling cost. Let me see. Yeah, well, yeah. If you're just trading, yeah, Cash App is fucking awesome. I love Cash App. It's really cool. They do put like a $5,000 daily limit, and stuff on you. But I know, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's $5,000 daily limit, and I think it's like a 10,000 weekly daily limit. I mean, a weekly limit on that. Here, I can add your. I can add it to screen.
Okay. All right. Cool. So
yeah.
Yeah, basically for Tezos, right now we're.
Let me just finish with this question real quick. Yeah, so
Sure.
you can just buy the Bitcoin and then just move it to exchange right afterwards, and within like 10-15 minutes, then you can just exchange it for whatever token you want on like KuCoin or like whatever exchange you like. Go ahead.
Yeah, so for Tezos, it looks like we're getting really close to this $3 and I'd say that puts it probably close to $4, but that's really the most recent high for Tezos. Once it breaks up from there, I would not be surprised to see it maybe trend as high as this $6 level up here.
Bless my bags.
Yeah, which puts it like even now from its current price range, that would give it a basically close to like a 70% gain. So not too bad. And then for Cardano, this one here actually looks, let's see if they even have the pair here. Yeah, Cardano USD. So this actually has a lot of room to run. I would say the 35-cent level is pretty realistic while this uptrend is still going. Yeah, I'm kind of expecting something like, aside from all the consolidation, like I would not be surprised to see a big move up here, a huge correction, and this will probably play out across like pretty much any the entire market, whatever coins there are, before then trending up for its like wave 5 bull run that will take it basically to new all-time highs. But at least for this year, this is really let me set up the Elliott wave setup on this. So this is the A wave, the B wave, the C wave, and it looks like a lot of the coins are setting up to try to at least attempt to run up to the B wave targets. So that is where I think the real resistance lies on a lot of this stuff. With Ethereum, let's flip to the ETH chart. So very similar on this chart. There's the A wave, the B wave, and then the C wave. And the B wave targets around $800. So yeah, I would say Ethereum, Tezos, Cardano, I expect all three of those to perform pretty well over the next couple months. Oh, what's up?
Hey, quick question.
Sure.
Keep showing Cardano.
Sure, let me flip back to that one.
Hello, good evening, and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It is me, Colt.
2:45 in the afternoon here on a Sunday afternoon. So yeah, it's the afternoon.
You lucky bastard.
Why?
Oh, dude, it's like almost damn near 11 o'clock right now.
Yeah, what's the problem with that? I was up until like 2 a.m. last night.
Oh, no.
You good?
Oh, damn, bro.
Well, anyways, the reason why I wanted to bring up, only thing I wanted to talk about with Cardano was it looks like to me that it's, of course, the room to go up is there, but it looks like it wants to come back down a little bit and test that support. What do you think about that potential? Like, you see that?
Sure.
Where was that? That was like May of last year or something, where it had its highs.
Yeah, that looks like, yeah, you're right around May of last year. So that's actually a good point. Like, I think. Yeah,
I was thinking like if you could get it near that line at all, that'd be a great area to pack your bags for Cardano to the end of the year.
Yeah, absolutely. This would definitely be a good range, because what we haven't really seen yet, and this looks like it's kind of a similar setup, at least on a lot of the altcoins. I kind of view this entire range here. Let's see if this. So anywhere between the green lines was kind of like the accumulation range for ADA, but we still haven't really seen, to your point, like a retest of that range, which would be actually great because that would put it like around 10 cents.
Yeah,
and then kind of give it.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking. And like Bitcoin's probably going to run out of steam here on the 18th of August in terms of like its high point. So I could see Cardano to me seems like it's not going to go any higher. Or maybe if it does, maybe to like 17 cents max and then come crashing back down to that 10-cent area.
I agree. Because I don't imagine, at least this month, I will be very surprised if it can break above this. So it's really kind of that 17 to 18 cent level. I think this is going to get rejected pretty hard, and that would at least give it a good opportunity to come down.
Oh yeah, that's kind of like a new accumulation range, I would say, right there, and we're luckily, I think, in the bottom half of it.
Right. Yeah, I would say that I think that's a pretty realistic play, and at least if we see like a a retest of that 10 cent area and then a bounce above it, that would be pretty bullish for the setup for the rest of the year.
Yeah, and I think your B wave target is pretty reasonable. It's like a double, basically, right? From if it were to crash. Well, no, sorry, your B wave target's what, 30 cents?
It's around. I'd say it's around like 35 cents. So
okay,
I think the max like it peaks out around like 38 cents. But I think it might be hard to hit that exact top. But at least maybe sometime like later this year.
Yeah, because what's the bottom green line at? Not the bottom one. Sorry, the one above there. That one.
Oh, this one here. So this puts it right around 10 cents.
Okay, yeah. So it'd be a triple basically if you get it around 10 to 12 cents. I was thinking easy double. Yeah, this one thing could triple. I was also thinking Celsius could quadruple or more. To me, Celsius looks like the thing that has the biggest upside outside of Hex. For the second half of this year.
Right. Actually, let's see if they have a sell chart here. Are you looking at it on the ETH pair or on the USD pair?
Both. But okay. I think it's easier to look at it on the USD pair. But the Ethereum pair is good too. Because you're going to be wanting to make more than Ethereum. But
right.
I usually see it's easier, right? Like I think we talked about this once before. Like it's usually a little bit easier to see the patterns on the dollar, and then you can kind of apply some of the similar logic to the Bitcoin pair as long as it's doing really well.
Yeah, that's true. And right now it looks like the setup on this one, at least on the Elliott wave.
What's the price right now?
Right now it's sitting basically it's close to 40 cents right now.
Oh wow, so it's holding up pretty well.
It's holding up pretty well so far. I would actually really like if this played out, because then I'd be able to fill up like even bigger bags, because I am super bullish on this pair in general. It looks like right now it's kind of hovering right around like the 9-day and the 20-day moving averages. So there may be like a temporary, if it can't really spike up back above those moving averages, there may be maybe basically one more correction on the price where it can consolidate for a bit. It's kind of hard to tell right now because it's just kind of range bound, and at the same time,
which color is your 20-day?
So the 20-day is the purple.
That's 20-day moving average.
Yeah, that's the 20-day, or it's the exponential. Yeah, it's a little bit biased towards the most recent.
Okay, but it's under it right now, basically, right?
Yeah, it's under the 9-day and the 20-day, but at the same time, the 50-day, which is the blue, is coming up and providing some support. So it's possible it just ends up popping back up just from getting some support from the 50-day.
Yeah, what I was thinking is, what the yellow line is the 100-day moving average?
Yeah.
What price is that at currently?
That puts it right around like 31 cents.
Yeah, I was thinking a test of that area sometime before the early part of September for Celsius would be nice. But what do you think of that possibility?
Yeah, I think that's if it actually doesn't pop up like back above these moving averages, like if this ends up being a failed breakout, then I will definitely I agree with you there. I would actually be then looking around 31 cents for a retest of the 100 as another possible support zone.
Yeah, because I was looking at Elliott waves, and it seems like that would be a wave 4.
Yeah.
On the current pattern. If you want to, I don't know if you were doing that before.
That's a good point actually, because that would set up a really good, because this could be the wave 3, the 4, and then it could basically launch up for a wave 5.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, and that's what's giving me the target of like I have a target of $1.60 by the end of the year.
Okay.
Roughly, but it could go higher, could go lower.
And out of curiosity, I'm actually just gonna punch that in versus. I'm just going to put 750 for Ethereum if it hits that. So I think those targets are pretty reasonable because that would basically double sell on the ETH ratio from its current, from basically where it's at now. It would likely double on the, at least on the ETH pair, if it hits around like $1.40 to the $1.60 range.
That's what I was thinking. And I was thinking in terms of dollars, yeah, it's a basically I think it's a 3 to 5x in terms of dollars by the end of the year from that point. But yeah, if you're just looking at it compared to ETH, at least it doubles. So yeah, you double your ETH or you 5x, 4 to 5x your money. Like I don't think you can go wrong with that. That's like probably the most, in my opinion, that's the most solid play for the second half of this year, the last quarter of this year.
Yeah, absolutely. Anything that basically outperforms ETH will be basically performing exceptional. And what I do like, so this is actually the sell to ETH chart. So right now, a lot of the volume runs through the ETH pair, which that's probably going to change once it gets like a bigger exchange listing like Bitfinex or some other exchange where there's more USD volume that can run through it. But what I really like about the sell to ETH chart is after its first, basically after its first big run up, it had this consolidation range where it was basically trading around. It's probably about like, so where it's at now is basically maybe about half that amount, like at least on the ETH pair, before it had its really big wave up for its wave 3. And it looks like it may want to retest the bottom of this channel, which would probably actually put it like right around that 100-day moving average target. So then we get some good accumulation there, and then another move up on the ETH pair.
We got some rockets in the chat. Basically is what we need here. Jeez, that looks good. Yeah, Celsius, baby. Time of accumulation is between now and end of September. Next
Absolutely.
2 months. Just keep dollar cost averaging in.
And out of curiosity, let me flip to Uniswap here to see what the rates are.
They're not so bad. They fluctuate with Ethereum, but
yeah. Okay, so it's actually, so I would say once this goes above 1,000, then 1,000 and up, I think is a really good price for your ETH. So I'll definitely be starting to make like heavier buys over the next few weeks. I think there was actually a Twitter post where you mentioned there it's possible we start to really see some movement in September, and I have to agree with that. I think really this month is really the time to really get kind of your percentage positions into Sol token.
Yeah. I just had a consultation with one of the guys that I have in the Southwest United States, and he's currently, I think, putting in maybe just like about $1,200 or $1,400.
Nice.
And I just told him
that's a good chunk.
Yeah, but I told him, I was like, if you want to do a little bit of rocket fuel, just put it all in Celsius for the second half of this year. You'll only do 2 things: buy it and then sell it, and you can get up above $5,000 in profit pretty easily. So, yeah, people in the chat should do that.
Yeah, I actually just, so while you guys were showing the chart right now, I was checking out the Orchid app right now to check the VPN. They doubled the heavy user price. I mean, so it was $99. No, it was $79 for the best bandwidth, right? And it was like the high end part of the VPN, the highest bandwidth. Now it's gone up to $200 for the highest bandwidth.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so I was like, holy, and they just went to $79 for the medium one.
Are you selling on there? Are you selling some connectivity?
I don't know. I'm gonna try it. I think I can just connect. I mean, because I have a lot of Orchid, I can just connect my account to Orchid, and then it will just. I won't have to pay that. I can just spend my bag, but that's dangerous. You can spend your bag. Yeah,
exactly. It depends on how much you have on the bag, so not so bad.
Yeah, but if that's what really interested me, because it's really cool. It might be a really cool feature where people are like, dude. In places where people don't have access to Comcast or AT&T, somewhere in Africa, or some place with shitty ass reception, you can just spend your Orchid tokens, and you're like, bam, dude, I got the best internet around. Hell yeah! That's really really awesome.
I'm waiting for when Elon Musk has his own internet system up via satellite.
Basically, the Starlink.
Yeah, dude. that's going to be better than anything else in the world. Like literally you can get high speed internet anywhere in the world. You could be in the fucking Amazon and get high speed internet.
Fuck, yeah.
Then there's no stopping Bitcoin. There's no stopping crypto. There's no stopping the internet anywhere. It's game over at that point.
Maybe a solar flare.
Well, that's why you got, side chains and stuff. You just have to build it back up again. But you'd still be able to run it on side chains in the meantime, and then just link it up to the main chain once everything's back online. But you got what's its face, Atom Back and Liquid have Bitcoin satellites out now that you can connect to by a satellite dish, TV satellite dish.
Wow.
Have you seen that?
Yeah, I heard a little stuff about it.
It's fucking crazy ass shit, man. It's 21st century shit right there. Sending money over satellites across the world. That's good shit.
Have either of you actually heard anything recently with Liquid? I know there was like a few Bitcoiners like mentioning that, like this was back like, I don't know, maybe a year ago. So I don't know if anything there's really taken off.
Yeah, well, they originally planned the satellite stuff about 2 years ago. I think they launched it last year, and then it's just been functional.
Okay.
But I've heard a little bit about Liquid. What the hell movie are you watching there, Litecoin?
Oh, Jurassic Park 2.
Okay. I was like, I'm going to watch this as I'm talking.
Yeah. That movie's we were talking about that off screen right now, dude. That movie's awesome. I think it's right here.
Dude,
yeah, look, he's hunting T-Rex right now.
Yeah, top 10 movie of all time, in my opinion, dude. Like, that's an awesome movie. But, yeah, what was I saying? Oh, yeah, Liquid, the last thing I heard about them was sometime at the end of last year. They were doing a lot of arbitrage opportunities. I'm not exactly sure how or with what, but because of their satellite speed, or potentially they had faster connectivity to different exchanges, they might have been able to do more arbitrage. But I think that was an inside thing. It wasn't something that their customers could do.
Got it. Okay.
But that's just what I heard about it. I didn't look into it. So, but yeah, man, Atom Back, right? He was quoted in the Satoshi white paper. So if he's building satellites, to bring Bitcoin across the world, he could be one of Satoshi. I don't know. What do you think? I think I think Satoshi as a group, and I think Atom Back was part of it.
He's definitely so. I would say he's like definitely on the list of like people that could plausibly like be the person. I mean, there's really only a handful.
I'm not thinking of one. I'm thinking of these guys work together as a group.
Yeah.
Atom Back, right? He's like, oh, I didn't buy any Bitcoin until 2013 because I didn't think it'd work. That was his bullshit of saying, oh, I just ignored the project for 4 years because I didn't want to be associated with it. In my opinion, Nick Szabo as well. I think all these guys actually talk to each other, and they were Satoshi, but Atom Back probably was the one who was writing the emails because Satoshi's accent is usually British, or his the way he types.
Interesting. Okay, that's actually really interesting. That's a good observation.
Yeah. So I don't know. There's a bunch of conspiracy theories out there, but all I'm saying is he's making satellites sending Bitcoin across space to everybody who wants it, to basically make the system more robust so the government can't take it down. I don't know. I think somebody who, might believe in it or understand it a little bit might be the only people who do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just interesting because I know recently there was the kind of like the back and forth between Vitalik and Atom Back on Twitter. Which that goes on like all the time. Yeah. So right.
Oh, great.
So kind of what Vitalik was basically, I guess like after all the torment in 2018 and 2019, and then now it's like alts like starting to really take off. Like Vitalik had like a really good response to at least like kind of all the FUD. Like he basically said Ethereum is alive and it's gonna keep growing.
Yeah.
And then kind of Atom Back responded where he kind of seemed like very, very angry almost, or very like jealous in a sense that Ethereum was basically smashing Bitcoin, at least the last couple months, like on the prices. So I mean, just from the rivalry there, I am looking forward to that. But I am super bullish on Ethereum just versus Bitcoin. Like the monthly, this is where. So my exit strategy on Ethereum what I'm about to say, if this actually ends up happening, by then I won't have Ethereum because I'll have already have like taken profits for sure.
Okay.
But the monthly chart for Ethereum to Bitcoin is hella bullish. Like it's another higher low in the cycle, so I don't think it's like out of the realm of possibility for Ethereum to actually briefly flip Bitcoin this cycle.
In terms of what?
In terms of market cap, just
Okay.
because of the
And
Mhm.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. So just purely looking at the chart set up on the ETH to Bitcoin pair, because during its last really big run up, it got really close to reaching parity on the market cap. Very briefly. I mean, it got smashed down hard after that happened.
When was that?
This was back in. Let me see if I could pull up the chart on TradingView here. Okay, so
Eshtar asked earlier, time to sell Link, or do you think it has room to run? I would sell it right now. But I don't know if you guys talked about that, but
a little bit. I mean, just a little bit. But yeah, Link's pumped. It's kind of like, it's this weird thing is like you're buying it because, I mean, you don't want to buy it because you don't want to catch a falling knife, even though it's going up right now. That's kind of like what you feel. It's almost like it keeps pumping on you.
Yeah, I'd buy it close to $10 or $12 somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Or drop down.
Yeah. I mean, people should have listened to you, man, when you were like, you were talking about it, what, $3, right?
Yeah, about $3 and some change.
Yeah.
People just don't listen. Right now, literally, this is probably like super high value, this information we're giving right now. We're basically telling people how to make money for the second half of this year. There's only 7 people watching. It's like these 7 people, how many of them are going to take action?
People, yeah.
What?
Oh, dude, it just jumped to 8.
Okay. And how many of them are going to take action? Probably 2.
2, right?
Max for sure. He's taking action on this shit. I know that.
Max a boss. Max is a boss. He's Rick Ross. Huh?
Man of action. It's good shit. THC Funk Farm.
Shit,
THC Funk Farm. I like that name.
Yeah.
It's great.
Oh, dude, this is so funny. Soviet laser satellites.
Fuck yeah. And we get some, what do you call them? What do you call those things? The Gundam robots in Japan.
Oh, you saw that? Dude, that was crazy. What the fuck?
I've been there. It's a statue in Odaiba. It's an island in the Bay of Tokyo, and there's a giant Gundam over there, dude. Definitely secret, what do you call it? Secret weapon of Japanese military might. Yeah. It's a real Gundam. Turns into a real when they fight with Korea.
Yeah. How do they fight Korea? Oh my god. My Gaijin powers.
Yeah, Japan and China and Korea all hate each other with a passion.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, what were you saying about Ethereum? Wasabi?
Yeah, so I just found this.
You gotta stop me on this rant.
So let me see if I could so there's a historical snapshot on CoinMarketCap. It's the June 11th, 2017 snapshot. This was the closest Ethereum has percentage-wise, this is the closest it's ever been to like Bitcoin's market cap. So
how far? What were they at the time? Do you know?
So at the time, Ethereum was around 32 billion, and Bitcoin was around 48 billion.
Oh, wow.
So
where are we now? Tell people where we are now.
Yeah, right now we are at. So that was at that time. That was about 67% of Bitcoin's market cap. Right now we are at 20%.
In terms of numbers, though.
In terms of in terms of at least the ratio between the market.
Well, I meant the current market cap for both.
Oh, the current market cap for both. Yeah. So right now, Bitcoin is 215 billion. And
how much more is that than what it was back in June of 2017?
That would be basically a 4.5x increase.
But how much in terms of just billions of dollars?
In terms of billion, so that's basically added around. It's basically added at least $160 billion to the market cap.
Yeah.
Is that bullish or bearish?
It's all these Polkadot bikini girls, man. All these Polkadot, bro.
Do you see the show I did on that?
Yeah, of course I did, man. Anytime you see Polkadots, my little ears go up. Like, huh? What's going on with Kusama?
So this is my theory for the next part of this bull run. Is we already had ICOs in 2017, right?
Yeah.
Right.
We had IEOs during the bear market. Thank God nobody bought that bullshit.
Yeah.
Then we had DeFi in 2019, 2020. The next craze of tokens is going to be Polkadot related protocols. So we got Kusama already, which is starting to grow, and then we have Ocean Protocol.
Yeah,
pretty badass name actually. I like it.
Yeah, Ocean. I don't know if it's the same token, but I remember a while back people shilling Ocean token. Was it the same chain?
No, different.
Different, okay. Yeah. Because I was seeing in Wabi. I was seeing it in Wabi chats all the time. People fucking shilling Ocean for some reason. I was some Chinese shit or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's slightly different. But the cool thing about Polkadot, right, is that the bullshit you're talking about earlier between Vitalik and Adam Back is going to disintegrate because they can both basically it's an interoperable chain. Right now, there is no successful interoperability chain.
Okay.
Polkadot's going to be the first one, I think. And that's a huge problem to solve, right? Like massive.
Yeah. What does Kusama do actually? Because I understand what Ocean does, but what does Kusama actually do?
Kusama is just a place, is a sandbox for people who want to build on Polkadot. So let's say you want to bring out either a new protocol on Polkadot and make a token for it, or you want to bring your current blockchain, connect it to the Polkadot system, so you have a connection to their ecosystem, to the wider cryptocurrency ecosystem is what it's eventually going to be. So if you want access to the entire crypto ecosystem, you're going to want to launch or connect with Polkadot. So before you do so, you'll go over to Kusama. Basically runs the same programming. You do it on there, you test it, you can break things, you can do whatever in your agile development or whatever, however you develop. And then you can actually, once it's successful, you can either keep it on Kusama or bring it up to the Polkadot chain. So it's a test net.
So there is, it's a test net, right?
In all cryptocurrencies, in my opinion, they'd be stupid not to connect to the Polkadot network. It's going to become the lifeblood of all of cryptocurrency potentially.
But will the Polkadot network itself have a token eventually? I
don't know. I have to double check that. I think there might be, but I'm not 100% sure. But all the protocols related to it are going to be like a lot of the protocols related to Ethereum, right? All the DeFi protocols related to Ethereum are going to do well. I think all the infrastructure protocols related to Polkadot will do well, because right now Kusama is a type of infrastructure, right? It's a test net or like a sandbox. Ocean Protocol is also an infrastructure bit. I forgot exactly what it does again. Can you explain that, Litecoin?
Yeah, basically what it does is it kind of it basically KYCs you a little bit in the background. So it's sort of a tool to, like, you can KYC customers, and it gets you some of the jurisdiction backgrounds. And so like you just link up to it, and then you can say,
So yeah, it helps administer. It helps the administration and actually somewhat regulation of, in terms of cryptocurrency, not in terms of the law, of decentralized exchanges going through Polkadot, right?
Right. Yeah. Which is really cool. And then separate country is like, actually, Celsius actually has probably the most advanced version of this. Actually, I wouldn't be surprised if they go through Polkadot at some point.
Oh, they have to. Everything's going to have to. Chainlink's already the Oracle service for Polkadot, so that came out in February, and that seems like 6 years ago in crypto terms. But yeah,
I'm gonna have to buy 1,000 of these motherfuckers, dude. The only thing I don't like about this coin is the super low supply, because that's the only break I can see on this coin, where like it stops like kind of people with only $100 from buying a lot of them, because once it goes over 100, it gets slower and slower, I think.
Yeah,
but the price could still go up with usage, obviously.
Yeah, the only reason why I'm mentioning it is because then right now the DeFi trend is already obvious to everybody. This is not obvious to anybody. I haven't seen anybody talking about this right now. The only thing I noticed was that Polkadot is basically trying to solve all the problems that Vitalik and Ethereum can't or did not wish to do over the last 4 years. They've been working on that. And Gavin Wood created Solidity for Ethereum, right? The actual programming language for Ethereum. Do you think that type of guy is going to be successful or he's going to fail. He's like probably one of the smartest guys in all of crypto.
Bet on the jockeys, dude.
Yep. So if you got the smartest guy, one of the smartest guys in all of crypto making this system, and it fills holes that are currently the biggest pain points in all of cryptocurrency, I think you bet on anything that has, a good relation to that or building up that infrastructure.
Right. I do like Ocean because it's like, I mean, I like Kusama more than Ocean in terms of like who's actually going to use it, right?
True.
But
no. I think you missed the point on Ocean a little bit simply because you understand it, but you don't understand the significance. Probably because any decentralized exchange that uses Polkadot has to use Ocean protocol. So it's in the background, but whatever, I don't know what their incentive system is for people to use the protocol or the token, but if there is a decent incentive system, then all decentralized exchanges will probably use it.
Right. And spend, yeah. No, what I was trying to say about what Ocean has over Kusama is Ocean's at 40 cents right now, where Kusama's at $12.
Oh, for sure. Well, but
right. I just like looking at stuff sort of like a noob would look at like.
Yeah, like, you gotta go with a little bit of, you gotta dumb it down a little bit. But yeah, I think yes and no. I think Kusama will be more like a Chainlink, and a Ocean will be more like a Celsius. Yeah. So both are solid, but just probably Ocean has a higher upside, but we'll see.
Yeah, it looks like Ocean really took off, at least.
Yeah.
It looks like it's pretty. Yeah, it looks like it's kind of getting to a high point, right? I think it's gonna come down from here, in my opinion. It's a little high right now.
So because you told me about 100 Kusama tokens was pretty much an okay amount to have. Obviously, not to go overboard.
Yeah, just trying it out.
Yeah. What do you think is a good amount for Ocean in terms of a stack?
Same.
What like $1,000 or something?
Yeah, whenever I see something that I really like, unless I see a very obvious thing with like its pattern, like Celsius, I would put, you put a shit ton in it for till the second half of this year and like still be very, very comfortable, right?
Yeah.
Chainlink, put a decent amount in it, but like for stuff like this, if you're just testing the waters, maybe $1,000 or something like that for each. But if you really believe in it, then you can put a few thousand in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm actually looking up the pairs right now. Not for Kusama, but seeing but I probably will do I'll buy 100 Kusama tokens and then dots.
Yeah, not immediately though. Look for a nice dip.
Yeah. I'm just looking at the exchange pairings right now as far as where you can buy this. So it looks like KuCoin has Kusama, and then Polkadot. It looks like a bunch of like some of the more. So it looks like there's a few exchange listings. I think it's just a matter of time before it ends up on something like KuCoin.
Wait, Polkadot's on some other exchanges?
Yeah, right now it's on a lot of Chinese exchanges. It looks like not anything. Wow, it is not on anything that is easy to get. So
to get access to,
yeah. So that is interesting. Like I think that's a really, really dark horse right there, where you could just be like, wow, it's $234, and its doesn't really have much of a pattern yet, but it was as low as like $100 earlier this year. I mean, it's kind of chasing Ethereum a little bit in terms of price with that.
What does it have, a million? What does it have, 1 million coins in circulation?
Circulating supply, it doesn't say. It has 10 million total supply.
That's actually not bad, because that's only a 2.3. If this ends up being a really big project, so it looks like it's based like if it is actually like a 10 million supply, it puts it around like a 2.3 billion market cap right now.
Yeah, it's at it doesn't actually say what its market cap is here right now. But what would a 2.3 billion be? Where would that be in the top 100?
So that would actually put it, let's see, I want to say it probably puts it around like 13 or 14. Yeah, it put it right around like where Tezos is at right now. So basically
you said 2 million or how many billion?
It's a 2.3 billion, but granted, I'm not sure if the source on CoinMarketCap is correct.
Well, yeah, what I was thinking is 2.3 billion. That'd be in the hundreds. It wouldn't be in the top 100, even not even close, right?
Let's see. So unless I did the calculation wrong, because see, so it's 10 million times, and then it's listed as like $234. So that puts the total market cap at 2.3 billion.
Yeah.
Which is roughly right around. It's basically just maybe a little bit above Stellar Lumens right
Stellar
now.
No. Billion.
Yeah.
I was looking at other stuff. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, 100% right. I was confusing myself. Yeah, it was definitely top 20-ish material.
At the same time, though, it could actually, because right now, like even if you look at Stellar supply, they're only counting half the supply on CoinMarketCap. So the fully diluted supply is actually closer to 4 billion. Whereas like with DOTS, at least for the tokenomics of it, I'm only speaking on like the total supply listing. In reality, if the circulating supply is much lower, it could actually be something. It could be basically like in the hundreds of millions or something like that, which is probably more realistic. But that's something to keep an eye on. I will be most definitely looking into like how the supply distribution works for Polkadot, because my guess is it's only going to be part of that, which in reality will pull its ranking much lower, giving just way more upside, especially if it ends up being just kind of having Gavin Wood behind it, and just it being a potential competitor like for Ethereum makes it, I think, a very good risk to reward play just to put some money into once it actually has some exchange listings.
Yeah, and I just think watching that project over the next 2 years will be really good. What'd you say, Hex Jesus?
Oh, dude, Hex Jesus, yeah. I need to learn a little bit of Mandarin so I can go to those Chinese exchanges and start buying some shit.
There you go.
There is an arbitrage sort of thing when it's not on a lot of exchanges and you know it's pretty good. There's money to be made just off of it being listed on more exchanges, which is crazy.
Yep.
That's pretty good. Yeah, like right now, Cell Token's probably going to be listed on Bitfinex this month for like damn near 100% guaranteed this month.
Perfect.
Next month, no, this is speculation, but like it sounds like Gemini next month. Yeah, I know, but it's because there's New York connections.
Yeah,
but,
that's fine. I mean, it'll help it get better regulation.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a pretty regulated coin, and they're playing ball with everything.
Yeah, they have to.
They have to, but at least they're not going to get knocked out of there, because the minute the regulators figure out like, oh, this is really big money, they'll start coming after Nexo and Blockchain.com and all these other entities and shit that have been running basically illegal, while this one hasn't. And that's the big bonus, is that it has the other tokens have tail risk, big tail risk with the regulators.
Yeah, I think they're playing the game the right way, so it'd be good.
It's crazy. It's crazy if you look into Alex, man. He's like, he had Uber before Uber, and Uber just stole his idea. Fucking crazy, man.
Oh yeah. What do you mean? I didn't hear that story.
Yeah, he started some company called ArborNet, or not ArborNet. I think Arbor. I forgot it's like he basically had his own version of Uber before Uber. He was the person who created Uber essentially. Just Uber had better marketing, and
he likes to take credit for a lot of things, but I don't even think he created VoIP. He just made the last patent on it, got credit for it, but it was actually created over like several decades.
Yeah,
he likes to take credit a little bit extra.
Yeah. Well, he basically. I remember Gary Vee talking about his company one time. I remember listening to Gary Vee.
Well, I don't doubt it. I'm just saying, like, I think that idea for maybe Uber had been floating around, but I don't know. I like the guy. I think he's really smart, but I'm just like, I can see when people want to toot their own horns or market themselves a certain way.
Right.
So
I mean, like, imagine if I actually made the first hoverboard that could be manufactured for like $100 or $200, but everybody's thought about the hoverboard, but I'm the first person to implement it. That's all it is.
Yeah, I'm just saying in a much shorter period of time, not like, futuristic type stuff that people have been thinking about a long time. But
I know, but
it's a very arguable point. I agree.
Yeah, like it's like Xerox and Apple. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm just saying, you know, you don't want to put yourself as the top of the pile and say, hey, it was all me. But you know, that's what Bill Gates does.
Right.
Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, they love to do that shit.
It looks like the TikTok deal fell through with Microsoft.
They have 45 days to do it. Otherwise, I think TikTok can't be sold to any American company, according to Trump, and then they're going to kick him out.
Damn, bro, that's crazy.
Yeah,
but they've said supposedly since 2014, no one's actually really tried to make another social media company since 2014. Yeah. I'm like, dude, what the hell? That's crazy. No one's tried. I guess Steam it and all these other companies. But not really. You know, no one. Basically, no big VC money's been put into seriously.
Well, and Andreessen Horowitz put in 500 billion, or sorry, what was it? 500? No, it was 500 million. They put in 300 million back in 2018. Then they put another 500 million back in over the last year and a half. So
okay,
they're the only ones. But yeah, besides that, there's been no VC money.
Yeah, into what social media company do they invest in?
Not DLive. It was one of these ones that's like that, a decentralized YouTube type thing.
DLive.
I mean, there's like DLive, there's Data, there's Library, there's a bunch of them, right? There's like 20 of them.
Yeah.
But I think they were linked to one of them. I don't remember. But they did a lot of VC money for different types of things, not only that.
Yeah. There's what's that shit called?
Fuck. Oh, sweet. The T-Rex are gonna come kill some fuckers. Is
yeah.
This is that skinny bastard, right? That lawyer or something?
Yeah.
Oh, this is Jurassic Park 2, right?
Amazing where the T-Rex almost catches him. The guy jumping off the pier.
Oh yeah. Snap that right in half. Wasn't that this is Jurassic Park 2, right?
Yeah. They're in San Diego. Wasabi. Wasabi. If we start seeing his like window shake, we're like, oh
shit, Wasabi, watch out. Yeah. No, I love this part of this is like
this is the most iconic thing right here.
Well, it's just great, but it's like one of those things where it's like a little bit much compared to Jurassic Park 1, but I'll take it. You know, I love seeing the T-Rex wreck a town. No, Max, YouTube doesn't flag it unless it's audio for the most part. A lot of, or it's like only the video, like just a little bit's not bad.
All right, here we go. You're making me paranoid, Max.
You don't have to be worried about YouTube censoring you. All that makes it is not monetizable, so they don't cut off your stream.
Oh no, my 10 live viewers who I care about deeply.
No, I mean after it's published, you know, because then you get people watching on the replay. Yeah.
Gotcha.
But anyways, I got to dip out. I got a consultation in a half hour. Got some guy in China who wants to, make some money. So let's do it.
Make that wang. Go make that wang.
Well, he has. I'm not going to say too much because I don't know whatever. But he has. You know, he's going to go multiple Bitcoins worth, and we're gonna then make more than multiples. So. It'll be very good stuff. Man. I'll tell you guys on the DL later.
Yeah. We'll keep trying to talk. Did you like that last name I came up with or no?
Yeah, it was good. So we'll talk a little bit later.
The name, Max is right. I mean, Max is right. Is the name really is really important to have a catchy name and stuff.
For sure.
Because like pretty much I think Alex really lost because his name wasn't that cool. So the company name is really weird. Like Celsius is a cool name.
Yeah, it's a decent name. All right. Well, I'll catch you on the flip side. And thanks for having me on. And good stuff with the charts. Let's make that money.
Sure, bro.
All right.
Peace.
That asshole. Who is that guy? All right. Yeah, I'll be right back in 1 second. I'm just getting something to drink.
Sounds good. Let me just pulling up some of the other coins here.
You want to share your screen?
I'm just looking at the list right now on CoinMarketCap to see which to see the pairs that have really popped the last 24 hours.
Okay.
I don't have anything specifically yet, but I'm just trying to see if there's a good one at least. in the top ranked coins. Yeah, Chainlink is still, holy shit, up to almost 20% today. So it actually just Chainlink flipped Bitcoin SV and is now ranked 6 on CoinMarketCap. Tezos had a nice move today. The other one I'm watching right now is actually Stellar Lumens, because that one basically had a rally that took it from 6 cents up to around 10 cents. And it looks like it's still consolidating right now. There's actually a lot of like overhead resistance for Stellar, but that's one I'm closely keeping an eye on. And then the other one I'm watching actually closely is and I know a lot of people hate this coin, but it's probably got to be Ripple. So Ripple actually broke out from a multi-year downtrend.
So on this stream, we don't talk about Ripple.
No Ripple at all. I would say it's pretty impressive what it actually did recently. So I wouldn't completely rule it out. There's a fractal from last cycle that could actually play out again this cycle. So I do have my baby bag of Ripple.
Sorry, wait, one thing. Yeah, I ground linked to work today. I Uber to work today. Yeah, Max, definitely. Ground linked. Yeah, the name was not good. But they literally did steal a lot of ideas. I mean, there's a couple AMAs with Alex where he was actually saying like, yeah, some other guys were sitting in on some of the meetings and some of the pitch decks and shit, and we're like literally stealing ideas. So like literally like that's the one shit I don't like about the whole venture system is like once these guys know you're serious, people sit in on your pitches to try to steal shit from your fucking company. Basically, yeah. It's asshole, dude. That's what's awesome when you can start a company and you don't need anyone's money. That's awesome. You can really do some cool shit. Ooh. So you were saying Ripple right now?
Yeah, I would say I have a small bag of that. I mean, right now it's a bit risky to buy in after it pumped so much. I mean, granted, this is pretty much like you could say this about any coin recently, but Ripple broke out from its downtrend that dates back to its January 2018 top. So right off the blow off top in 2017, it broke out from a multi-year downtrend. So we just have to see how it plays out. Like if it ends up, I would say if it falls back down again, I'll probably have like a different perspective on it. But for now, it looks okay. And I don't have a substantial amount. It's just a small amount. Like if it works out, great. I'll sell it into like more Bitcoin later on. But it's enough. Like if it ends up working out, then it could turn into like a pretty large sum of money.
Right. I'm just trying to think of what dark horse I'm looking at right now. It's like I'm not really going into anything too crazy right now. I mean, like,
yeah.
I'm just trying to think of what, like, maybe Kava. Kava's still
that one. Did that actually?
It's up 12%.
Yeah, I would say the only problem with that, just because it's gone up so much, even just recently, like it looks like it had like a big pump. It could play out. I mean, the market cap's still pretty low. It's basically around like 134 million market cap right now with the circulating supply. So not horrible. I would just wait. Like if you go with Kava to wait for like some kind of consolidation on that one, just because it's gone up so much.
Yeah. Dude, like Celsius is so low on the 100 list. That's why I'm so bullish on it, because it has so much fucking room to go up. Like,
right.
It crossed $1 billion under management in crypto. Not.
Oh, that's insane. Yeah, the numbers there are ridiculous. So that is why I'm super bullish on Cell Token, and I want it to pull back more just to fill up more I want more bags of it. So
do you remember
it's purely selfish, yeah.
Like when me and Wasabi were first buying, we were getting like 15. The most sell I ever got was like 15.15, or no 15.50, maybe 16.10 around that time, and
yeah,
it was like now we're like, I remember like I was being greedy one time and I was like, no, I'm not. I'm gonna wait a little bit. It's gonna dump down a little bit. I tried to buy back down. It was in the 900s and it never went to 1,000 again.
Yeah, the only reason, like, even right now, the rates are, so the USD pair pumped a lot recently. Like, to be honest, I'm not really following the USD pair too much for Cell token, just because most of the volume, at least until we get a major exchange listing, the bulk of the volume is going to be running through Ethereum for now. That can definitely change if they get like a Bitfinex listing, which is speculation. Just it seems plausible though.
It's going to a fucking $1.20 on a Bitfinex.
Yeah,
dude, you can't buy it any. Look, here's the problem with Liquid. Liquid is a shitty ass exchange.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like Liquid, and two, U.S. investors can't really fuck with it and stuff. I can go on a Bitfinex right now and be in the United States with no VPN and still buy it. That's the difference. It's availability. So you're still like, until this coin gets on like Binance or something, like it still takes some brains to be able to buy this token and balls. That's the main thing right now. Like all you guys in chat, all 10 of you guys, right, that are listening right now, you guys are like so goddamn lucky. Like we're all so fucking lucky. Like really, I mean, it almost doesn't matter how much. I mean, as long as you have $1,000 to throw in the market and you're patient. I know $1,000 would be kind of suck, but like even $1,000, if you played it correctly, you could pull at 100 G's out of this market. Fuck, dude, that's crazy to think. $100,000. I mean, so you just extrapolate out 10,000. You got over $1 million plus. I think with 10,000 that gives you a little bit more leverage because you can play around a little bit. Because you have 1,000 here, 1,000 here, 1,000 here, and then you can kind of move some tokens here and there. Maybe when this one pumped like crazy, you move out of that one, go back. But you're putting your money into good tokens. Like I don't like this bullshit of putting unless you're trading it. If you're trading a token, you need to be watching that shit like a hawk, watching it. Because let's just say you're like, oh cool, I put my trade in, and then you walk away from the computer and go eat somewhere and come back. You're like, oh fuck, I'm down 40%. Shit. Mm-hmm. Good luck trying to get that back, or how long you have to wait, or you know what I mean. It's like, but when you're investing in good coins, it's sort of like like what me and Wasabi were talking about. Let's just say we were trading between Bitcoin and Litecoin, and I got stuck in Litecoin. Oh well, who cares, right? Or like I was trading between Litecoin and Bitcoin, and I got stuck in Bitcoin. Who the fuck's gonna cry that they got stuck in Bitcoin? You know what I mean? It's sort of like we're investing in these golden low caps. Which they're not even really low caps. Anything in the top 100 is mid cap, to tell you the truth. Mm-hmm. It's low caps or anything on the second page.
Yeah, I mean, so the Cell app.
Sure, I mean, no financial advice, but if it was me, I have thrown many tens of X's more than that. Just to let you know, I've thrown a lot into Celsius.
Yeah, if it's a small percentage of your portfolio, then it's fine. Like I would, it's all. I mean, each person's gonna have a different, just like a different amount of money they put into crypto. So for a lot of this stuff, I would say for Cell token, it's I think right now it's probably about like 7 or 8% of my portfolio, but yeah, generally, like for the mid caps, I won't like over leverage just due to the volatility alone, because it doesn't take a lot of money to move the price in either direction. But at least like if you're putting some money into Cell that's a lower percentage, then you're at least putting it into like a quality project. I mean, so I logged into the app right now. There's around 144,000 Cell members on the Cell app, and there is close to $900 million. So it's approaching $1 billion assets under management. So there's serious usage on this thing. And I think it's gonna go up quite a bit through this like entire bull run. So it's by far like one of the safer ones you can at least pick out. Like there's actually less speculation involved in Cell Token just because the business model around it is so good versus like, you know, you're going after a DeFi project, which is basically 100% speculation on a lot of the stuff, which is fine. Like stuff will go up from speculation alone, but it's reassuring seeing the growth of the platform and that you're investing basically kind of at a you're investing in the project before that many people like know about it, because really it's going to be the prices. Once the price starts going up, it goes up higher on CoinMarketCap, then influencers start covering it, and then at some point the cat's out of the bag and people are paying much higher prices versus us that are just kind of getting into it when it's still on the ground floor.
I honestly say, well, let me do the math on it. Fuck it. Well, I mean, might as well. You guys are family. All right, let's just say, what did you say? $1,000, $1,000, $1,000 divided by 0.40. Yeah, you're gonna get about 2,500 Cell tokens. That's a nice little stack right there. And then, I mean, what did you agree? Do you agree it could hit $2 or $3 end of year? I mean, I was thinking higher. I honestly was thinking 5. To tell you the truth.
I think so. I would say like kind of my end of year target. I would probably say somewhere between $1 and $2. I think the $1.50 range is going to be psychological, just because that's where that's basically where at least like the team members get some of their they basically get some of their tokens unlocked that they can either continue to hold or they can take profits on that. So yeah, I would say $1.50 is like a kind of a psychological range that I'm personally looking at. But even from, you know, even from these levels, it's still quite an increase. I mean, that's like a 3 to 4x if you're looking at today's prices. So you know, just throw small bits in at a time. You don't have to throw in like, you know, $1,000 at once. You could literally just buy like $25 a day, or even less than that, like on Uniswap. But just be aware of the gas fees if you're using Uniswap to buy Cell token.
Yeah, if it were to go to $1.50, you're looking at about roughly a 3.7x on your money.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I can say pretty confidently we'll hit $1 before end of year.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think $1 is kind of a safe bet. But at this point, like that's the thing. Like even if the price, like my intention is, even if it goes up to like $1.50, I don't really plan on trying to like swing trade sell at that point. Really, I'm just going to be collecting the interest that's paid out weekly. Right now, it's so if you whatever your holdings are, you get paid roughly like you increase your stash by about 5% per year, and I'll just be collecting basically interest during that time. I don't really have. I'm going to play basically a much longer game on Cell token. So, I guess while we still have time during the month of August, just you know, if you can, just get some buys in it and at least have a bag ready for the bull market.
Yeah, so the way you do the easy math on your bag to see how much weekly interest you get is take your bag and take 2 zeros off the end of it, and that's roughly how much you're going to get a week. So on a 10,000 Cell bag, you'll get about 10 Cell tokens a week in interest every Monday. So that's a pretty good amount, especially as the Cell token price starts going up. You know, if that ends up going to a couple, you know, $2, that's about $20. Mm-hmm. You know, it goes to $5, you're getting paid $50 a week on something you paid not that much for. You know, yeah, and then the other reason why me and Wasabi aren't really going to be trading this around too much as well. I mean, we might sell some once the price goes up a little bit, but we're maybe to diversify a little, because what happens is when you have something that's like anything above 5% in your portfolio, right, and it goes multiple X's, it can start getting very large in your portfolio, where it's like, I've had this problem already with Hex a little bit, where like Hex is like still, I don't even add it into. I don't even look at it into my portfolio because it's like it will skew my portfolio terribly. How much? Because it would be even now it still would be probably roughly like 45% of my portfolio, even now. And at one point it was like over like 80 or 90% of my portfolio. That's how much. And it was originally my original investment was like 5%, maybe 6%. So this same thing could happen with Cell Token, where like you have a like 5-10% of your portfolio in Cell Token, and then over the time it just ends up becoming like 40% of your portfolio. Yeah, but only into ones that are good buys, or you're diversifying into something that pays you more income. You know, like Tezos is a great buy right now. Like I'm actually my weekly report, which I'll try to come out with it tomorrow afternoon. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the nice part. At least if you're putting like a 5% position in some of the mid caps, because I guess as Litecoin mentioned, it has the potential to basically turn into like a pretty substantial amount of your portfolio, and you didn't have to risk as much to really do that, versus because you don't have to, like, you can the market cap's still low enough where you can still basically get those really big gains without having to put a large part of your portfolio in,
right.
Versus something like there's always kind of like the opportunity cost. So if your portfolio, if you have like a big position in Ethereum, and you allocate like a small position of that into like Cell Token, you can basically 3x whatever your ETH entry was, like basically into the pair.
Right.
Yeah, I would say like even over the next couple months, like if your holdings are if they're basically outperforming Ethereum, then they're performing basically exceptional. I think there's still a little bit more, not that much left, but I would still say there may be still a little bit more downside on the Cell to ETH pair. But at this point, like once you start accumulating, it's all just noise, because at the end of the day, once there is like another big price rally, if you buy some now or even like some later, if it goes down a little bit more, at that point, like once there's another big price rally, like the kind of the end result, it's really not going to matter, where either way you're getting a good entry, at least for probably for the rest of this, for the last for the remainder of August. It looks like we'll have some time to basically get those buys in.
And the one bonus, I mean, this is still full speculation here on Cell Token, but in a bear market, I personally think that Cell Token will bottom faster and recover faster than every single token on the market, including Bitcoin, Ethereum, just about outside of any, just unless Apple magically comes into the market and says, we're going to use this blockchain, then of course, boom, blast off again on that crypto. But it's because it has so much money under management, and every week they have to buy their token and then because they're buying their token, it creates sort of a price floor. So even if there's no buyers, there's always a buyer, and this kind of bottoms out the token a lot quicker. So instead of like the average crypto does 95% down, this one could do 80% and then start recovering, or at least get kind of boring, which is way different, because like it might become like the stable coin everyone wants, and then once it breaks that stable coin parity, then it's just gonna do it. Even the stable coin version part of the market, when we're in a bear market with Cell Token, will be extremely better than what's going on with like XRP, which has been basically at fucking like what 18 to 25 cents this entire market. But
yeah, and that's also the sad part. That's actually considered good right now for XRP.
Yeah,
it's really, I mean, it's still a crapshoot. Like we'll see what happens.
Like think of it sort of like a rubber band, where like all the like XRP is right on the middle of the rubber band, and as these cryptos are going farther and farther away from it, and it stays stagnant, everyone starts looking back like, yo, it could launch. But it's the thing is, like, are you gonna sell some of your gains to put into a coin that's not gonna move? So it's sort of like this weird shit where like you gotta
it's always such a psychological battle because you can always rebalance your portfolio to do that, and that's at least the nice part. Like if you're kind of spread out across like 4 or 5 different pairs, at least like some of the major stuff like Ethereum, Tezos, a couple others, you end up having opportunity to rebalance into like other coins that are lagging behind. So then the question is like, there's always the temptation to try to do like a really big hedge into a coin, but then it's that's why I find I honestly I don't know how like somebody could, let's say, do like a really big hedge into something like XRP to try to get the pop, because if you start watching all the other coins like start to take off and you're just you're just sitting there watching the entire market move, and like you're still just you haven't like made any progress yet.
Thumb up your ass, just like man, it sucks.
Yeah, I think it's too like, I don't know, for me I couldn't do it. Like I always have to have like a spread between a few different coins. And then it's like a slower rebalancing process, but at the same time like it doesn't really affect me psychologically. Because either way I'm getting a piece of the pie one way or the other, versus having to like, wait indefinitely for something to happen. So, and that actually worked out pretty well with, that actually kind of happened recently with Ethereum, because we had a huge price increase on Ethereum, and then now I have a chance to like kind of rebalance some of that position into sell, while sell kind of went in the opposite direction on the sell to ETH pair. So over time, like my Ethereum holdings have actually been slowly increasing over time, just by doing things like that.
Definitely. And so okay, because Cell token sort of pays me a dividend weekly, I would really only consider selling into other tokens that also pay me some interest payments as well. So I might actually at a certain point be like, even though I know Cell token is going to go up higher, I might diversify into some more Cardano and Tezos, because I can get a 5% return on basically both of them, and it's just as a little hedge almost, because you never know what could end up happening, right? And I also too, like me and Wasabi have talked about this privately a lot of times. Like we just don't have enough Cell token or enough Cardano. It's terrible. It feels terrible. Like once you've looked into these tokens, you're like, God damn it, dude. Like I'm telling you right now, like Cardano, if not this cycle, next cycle will flip Ethereum. Yeah. I know that's I don't hear too many people saying that, like seriously, outside of like I'm not some fucking like Cardano shill, or like some, I'm not some Cardano shill, like I don't have a full Cardano channel and everything like that, but like I mean, you can just see it, dude. I mean, it's just marketing wise, it's just going to be way better. Like what's going to happen with Ethereum long term is that they're going to get niched into making blockchains and blockchains technologies, where Cardano is going to be able to transition companies into the blockchain way easier than to like a lot of. So you imagine, all right, imagine this, right? I'm a big corporate guy, cool, right? I have a big company on the S&P 500, and Wasabi's my tech guy, right? And I told Wasabi, hey, you have to make sure that put us on the blockchain. Okay, cool. Wasabi looks at the options. Ethereum would be better, but we're going to need to hire some Solidity developers and all this other stuff. And if that happens, then there's a good chance that I'm going to be demoted or fired. Or I go with Cardano, which I don't have to change anything I'm doing, and I can just use Cardano. Because people are going to try to right off that mental part. People are going to try to save their job by going to Cardano, because people don't want to change what they're doing. So it's like I'm a C++ guy, or I use I don't know, whatever the fuck Anaconda or whatever, I don't care, right? And they're going to use or learn a new language, another one. Shit, let me do this so I can keep my job and move that forward, because people like it's just a survival. Right. And then too, like boom, we can develop, and then the company can say, we're on the blockchain, we're using the Cardano blockchain. I mean, New Balance and a bunch of the other shoe companies are already using that. So as soon as you get the thing popping and stuff with like rock stars and stuff, and people saying like, oh, my sneakers are real because it's got this barcode on Cardano. Like, they don't even know it's Cardano. They'll just say it's some kind of blockchain thing or whatever, right? And that's how it gets creeped in, and then eventually it just gets adopted by all these companies, and then pretty much everyone's like figuring out like, oh, all these companies are on Cardano. What the fuck's Ethereum doing? That's when they get themselves into trouble.
Yeah, the marketing it makes a huge difference because
Exactly.
Charles Hoskinson, he's just active on Twitter, YouTube. Cardano is actually one of the best like ecosystems just to get general information as far as what's going on the project, even from Charles alone, because he's really Charles is basically heavily involved. He's with IOHK, which is on the engineering front. So IOHK, they basically do they essentially do all the protocol development for Cardano. So Charles just has like a very good way of like describing like what's going on, and he can even like break it down like in layman's terms too, just so it's like easier to understand. So overall, like personality wise, he's a phenomenal leader on that project. And yeah, ADA coming to Cell App soon, so we'll actually have options like depending on what the interest rates are. I'm guessing it's actually going to challenge what the staking rewards are. So now users are going to have the option to either store it on the app to get the interest rates on Cell, or do staking. And there is like the trade-off between the two, because when you store assets on Cell, it's you're basically storing it with a custodian.
Right.
So I would think naturally like there should be like a slight incentive to kind of do that, where there is kind of like the quote unquote risk, even though for now it looks like Cell's doing a great job. But at the same time, if you're storing it with a custodian, there's perhaps might need to be just this like a slightly higher incentive to do so versus take the staking rewards, which I think it's probably somewhere between like 4 to 5% a year if you're delegating your stake to a staking pool.
It's 4% on 4%? Cardano.
Okay.
On average, yeah. You're probably going to get a higher interest rate on Celsius. Mm-hmm. I know for a fact you will.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's probably be closer to like 6.06%. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And if you didn't know, at least this isn't supposed to be a Celsius chill hour, but you're hearing our opinions because we both have money in this project and we've done the research. And I mean, you look at the numbers. I mean, this is one of the easiest companies to actually research because they fucking post the numbers on the app. And that's the crazy thing. That's that sort of layman stuff. So let's just say some guy thinks he's a trader and then he looks at the numbers and like, holy shit. Like the real point is when the community gets over 200,000 people, dude, this token's going to launch. Once it hits 800,000, the people with no imagination is going to be like, this could hit 1 million. You know what I mean? It takes some balls right now to be like as me and Wasabi got in, it was like 96,000 people on the app. And And for us, we're like, this. I was already saying we were both saying like 1.5 million to 2.5 million into the bull market on this app. And well, obviously, once the market drops, you're probably going to lose about 1 million users. Obviously, duh, right? But it's gonna hit those kind of numbers. Yeah. Yeah, Max, you're right here. Yeah, self-interest versus technological benefits. Yep. If these people are going to be we're going to sell our jobs out because people in the white collar job, people in the lower end of the white collar jobs had to train their replacements. Do you think some of these high end tech devs are going to want to fucking make themselves obsolete? Fuck no. They're going to be like, cuck out to these 19-year-old fucking Solidity developers, or keep doing what the fuck we're doing. Keep doing what the fuck we're doing. And that's what Charles, I think that's what Charles was like. I feel like Charles was more in the real world, where Ethereum was more in the astral plane, sort of, if that makes any sense. Like they were obviously they're doing all kinds of crazy shits. Like Ethereum's always eventually you'll start hearing the FUD or the moon boys for Ethereum on big channels talking about like you guys are representing like Ethereum right now. Ethereum, if you want to launch a blockchain, you launch it on Ethereum and stuff. And it's sort of going to be sort of like this play where it's like Ethereum is going to be for like kind of like blockchain companies, a blockchain company like place, and then but real world and big companies are all going to be on Cardano, and that's why I would think it's going to go. It's almost like they went a Pepsi route with Cardano, and Coca-Cola just sells soft drinks, and they're going to keep, but they're amazing at soft drinks. But Pepsi sells all kinds of other shit, you know? Yeah, Python, bro. Python, bro.
And even just from speculation, that'll go a long way, because Cardano has it's one of the biggest crypto communities out there. So all their social media channels are super active. Yeah. And even just having the speculation of it being like, even if it doesn't happen, like even just the speculation of it flipping Ethereum, especially like when new people like enter the market, people are going to want to buy like the next Ethereum. So and then a lot of that, there's just going to be a lot of money that flows into basically some of the other major coins like Cardano, right. and probably even like Tezos too, since it also offers, I would say really this cycle, like the big thing really is going to be those staking rewards, because that's going to be really attractive for new people coming into the market. That really hasn't been, don't get me wrong, like the proof of work currencies are cool and all, but this is kind of like the next evolution where you're now starting to get, you're allowing the entire market to basically participate in a sense and get those staking rewards. So it just basically adds on to the game theory that was like originally created by Bitcoin, except now the game theory is actually better because you have more holders and less people dumping the supply.
Let me tell you this right now. When Ethereum, because it's basically a when, and I hopefully it doesn't happen. I mean, well, sure, why not? Let's just say it happens, right? And I think it's a really high chance it happens. Ethereum passes Bitcoin. It's sort of like, all right, sort of like imagine this, like a girl. All right, you have a girl that never cheats on you. What's the chance that she cheats on you? It's fucking 0.1%. It's really low. Then you have a girl that cheats on you one time. What's the chances she's gonna cheat on you again? Pretty fucking high, right? So once Ethereum actually passes Bitcoin, that number one spot is like this, consistent. The minute it breaks parity, you're gonna start seeing like, well, Ethereum beat Bitcoin. Why can't Cardano beat Bitcoin? I mean, why can't Cardano beat Ethereum? Then why can't this do that? Like it starts making these weird things. Like I could see Hex going number 1, 2 for a bit. I mean, like, but no one's gonna like. Here's the fucked up shit. Like, I actually think Hex is going to actually go number 1 on like nomics and all this other stuff. But no one's gonna like all these other gatekeepers aren't gonna let them do it. You know? Yeah. Wait, nah, man. They all cheat. Yeah, but like it's sort of like they're gonna say like people like everyone in these communities are gonna say like, we were number 1, and it's like, okay, bro, whatever. And then it's gonna be sort of a weird thing where like your blockchain ain't shit until it hits number 1 at least once. And what's gonna happen is during the bear markets, Bitcoin. I mean, shit. I wouldn't. That'd be really cool if Litecoin passed Bitcoin for a minute. That would be tight, dude. Who knows what could happen, man? I mean, shit is crazy. Like but like what I think is going to happen is that when the whole market melts down, people are just going to want nice and boring. Nice and boring. What's easy to understand? Bitcoin's gold, Litecoin is silver. Doesn't have an interest rate. It's like, imagine Litecoin's a block of silver and Bitcoin's a block of gold. That's it. And then that's what people are going to want at that point. Yeah. See, gatekeepers beat gatekeeping. Yeah, dude. I mean, that's definitely going to happen. Dude, they're gatekeeping everything. I mean, there's a dole or something, Like for real. I mean, shit. I mean, let's just say Hex goes number 2. they might just block us from being number 2 for all we know. Let's just say let's just say Hex never hits number 1, that we could hit number 2, but then they say like the highest we ever hit was 6. But we could say, no, you guys are fucking full of shit. Let's see. Yeah, Bitcoin's, old and fake. Yep. And flight to safety. I would say most of them will, but there's certain ones that are super regulated that probably won't. But if it basically has to last another cycle, like let's just say we get into the next cycle and we're in the mid 2020s, I think it'll probably be on all the exchanges. Sort of like XRP. Like XRP wasn't. I mean, XRP got added onto Coinbase pretty late. Or actually, wait, no, I'm sorry. It was never even on Coinbase. What the fuck am I talking about? It wasn't on Coinbase. It was on. I think it was just on Binance, pretty much.
Yeah, it didn't. XRP didn't get listed until it was actually already like into the bear market when it finally got listed on Coinbase.
Yeah, so it could be the same thing for like Hex, where like they're not going to put us on the bull market, but maybe towards the tail end of the bear market, they'll be like, all right, we'll put this coin in here. Why not? And yeah. Yeah, people are making requests right now, but it's tough, you know. Like here, let me give you a pretty fair exchange. This exchange is okay, but they're doing their best here because it's really hard to keep in track of all these exchanges. But there's a really good exchange called Nomics. Let me post it in the chat. Pretty good exchange, but there's certain coins missing on that exchange. But it tracks a lot of coins a lot more fair in terms of where their market cap actually is. Probably, I wouldn't be surprised. I bet you influencers and people have secret little bags. Like right now,
secret little bags.
they probably claim their bit. All right, out of the people I know in the community, none of us look like we had like more than 10 Bitcoin tops. Most of us. How the fuck have $1 billion of Bitcoin claimed? Where? Where did that money come from? I know it wasn't exchanges. So some motherfuckers with money have been fucking claiming their Bitcoin, right? Because the community, let's just say each community member tops, like each person that we know in Hex in the chat and stuff has probably like 1 to 2 Bitcoin, right? That's like $20,000, $30,000, right? That's
that sounds
as an average, right? Dude, let's just say, I'll be nice. $1 billion is what's in the Telegram group. Where's the other $2 billion come from? Right? Dude, it's like secret bags.
Oh no, people are definitely speculating. I wouldn't be surprised if
like getting irritated talking about it. Like
speculating it. Just from the price action on that.
Yeah. Ivan has a bag. I bet you he probably has like $100,000 of Hex. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah. I mean,
I'm definitely watching it for sure.
Stake wasabi, stake something, bro. It's the risk reward on Hex is so like high that it's like I've gotten my friends to buy like $1,500 of Hex and just stake one stake every year around their birthday month. Why not? You know, because it's like it's gonna be if the Hex even makes it, dude. If Hex makes it even to 6 years, the 5-year end stakes are so nice, dude. You'll be able to buy a car with that money. Just cash, dude. That's so cool. Yeah, I know Roger Ver for sure claimed 100%. He claimed because he was like one of the first. He was like probably the first major exchange that actually listed this, which is Bitcoin.com. Nobody really buys on there, but I mean, that was pretty cool. Get you some steaks, wasabi. Oh, yeah, get some steaks, wasabi, bro. Come on, dude. One of us. One of us.
I guess I could do a 1-year stake.
There we go. Yes. Champion. You see, this peer pressure shit works, bro. It's gonna be a big stake, but later on you're gonna be like, God damn it, I should have did a bigger one. I know. Can I get you to do a 2-year stake? 2?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
What is the current inflation for Hex right now? At least for like the year.
It's a lot, dude. Honestly, like every 2 days there's a billion more coins coming online. Yeah, but we're on the last 100 days right now, so we got 50 billion more coming online.
Because that's the one. Depending on that inflation, let's see. So it's around a. You said it's basically a billion coins every 2 to 3 days.
A billion every 2. It's 500 million coins a day.
Oh, 500 million coins a day. Okay. Yeah. So
it's just
I'm just gonna
2 days. You know.
Yeah. Okay, that actually makes sense. Then I'm just looking at the current circulating supply. So it's pretty interesting because it actually may actually bleed out relative to the ETH pairing, but depending on what you're actually staking, you can basically still end up with like more Ethereum, because that's like, I guess that's like part of the thing, like with the game theory right now. If the inflation rate's like pretty high, you're better off trying to like stake it so that you basically collect the rewards on that.
I am quite the salesman. I was quite the ladies' man too. It just gets tiring, bro. It really does, man. Dude, even the best pickup artists eventually, like, or all the people that are trying to get chicks and shit, they just fucking like, man, let me just get a bitch just because I'm tired of fucking going out. I'm trying to do some shit. Because like, it's hard to go on a business way out here trying to fucking sling dick. I'm dude, I'm getting like fat right now in fucking COVID, dude. I need to go back to the gym, but all the gyms are closed, and I'm tired of fucking doing push-ups, dude. I wanna push some fucking weight.
Is there a well, I guess that doesn't really solve your problem, but I was gonna say you could, if there was like a park nearby, you could just use like pull-ups or something like that.
No, yeah, I have a pull-up. Outside of the store right here, I actually have it on top of a tree. I have like a mounted bar and everything.
Yeah.
It was a bitch to put in though, but I got it done. Sometimes I wonder if it's because you're like, as you get older, your testosterone goes lower. I don't know yet. I mean, I'm not on TRT or anything like that, but I wonder if like maybe if like because I'm 29 right now, I would be surprised if like if I were to go on TRT or on a cycle, would I be not tired? I don't know. I am. Well, yeah, I'm trying to watch the carbs. I'm not trying to like gain weight and shit and everything, but like, yeah, you can still lose weight and look better. I mean, because the main thing about losing weight is, sure, the body, I mean, whatever. I mean, I don't look fat or nothing. It's the main thing is this right here. Is as you lose weight, you lose fat around your chin and everything, and then you just look more masculine. You have a better looking chin. Yeah. Let's see.
700. So okay.
Yeah, because right now I think a million X is about $3,700 currently.
Okay.
Yeah, which is really doable now. But once it gets to a penny, it turns to 10 grand. So you start getting to the same thing Cardano like level of areas, you know, where it's like to get these large funds, it's going to be pretty tough. Like right now, I like it's pretty safe to buy Hex right now, I think, because let's just say I know people have thrown numbers out like 55 cents, $1, or whatever, right? Let's just say like next bull run will be on TRT, my boys. Sorry, I was turning the fan on, dude. I was like, damn, I'm hot over here. Yeah, I think go ahead.
I was gonna say that's hilarious because once the next bull run starts, I don't know. For me, I think once it actually really starts, once it really gets going, I don't know if I'm gonna really feel much emotion to it, just because I'm so used to like the bear. It's so weird. Like even Ethereum, like when it had its like big price rise, like I'm so numb to prices now. It's insane. Like I'm almost like a zombie in the market, which is like really good for making money. Because I like during that blow off top, dude, like I was so euphoric back in like December of 2017, and I'm not sure, like even though it's probably gonna do that again, I think I'm gonna be thinking like more risk averse at that point and just saying like fuck it, I want the money at that point. And just keep my 20% bags and like everything, just let that ride out.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, that's true. And just to close up this last hex thing, like, I think we're probably going to hit like 22 cents, 22 to 28 cents. And that's me being realistic. It could go higher. You never know. If the market, if we get $100,000 Bitcoin or $250,000 Bitcoin or something, dude, like, fuck, dude, we could hit 40 cents, 70 cents, something stupid, which is like so fucking amazing. I mean, it's so tight. But damn, that would be sick. It would make a lot of hex millionaires. Let me tell you that, man. A lot of people millionaires. But let's just say it's 22 cents. This is the top, and just to be safe, right? And then it corrects about 90%, right? That would put us at 2.5 cents, right? But let's just say it goes down 95% in price. That would put us at about, well, what would that put us? About like basically a penny, right? So even if it went a little bit lower, it would be like 80% of a penny or so. You're still buying below that price. So I mean, it's pretty safe buying under a penny right now. Once you're above a penny, it starts getting a little more risky. Yeah, for FUD a little bit. It's not going to do much really, but I don't want to say the name of a token coming out, but there is going to be competitors to it. Obviously, there's already one there's one already out right now. The rest of them are pretty trash. Like there's only one I could think of that actually has some competition, and they tried some psyop shit with like they put people into the hex community, and then they started creating like bullshit, you know.
Well, it also is an altcoin basically to hex, so
yeah,
I think even that's already I'd say at best maybe like a short-term speculative play. But once there's already a coin that has the the network effect, it's really hard to kind of displace that, especially if they're not really offering like if it's literally just kind of a reskin of hex, like if it doesn't really offer anything that is like significantly better than it's I mean they could still perform well. I don't really see anything flipping if there's like like some kind of like hex alt, like maybe use it to actually get more hex.
Yeah. Into the Fire. Do you really want to know the name of it? Are you that sad about it? Anyway, yeah. So yeah, you know what you're talking about right now, yeah. Yeah. There's a reason they're fully launched around the same time. Their coin launches 1 week before Hex launches, which is pretty crazy. Darn sleeper agents. Yeah. So what I think is probably going to happen with that coin is we all know the name of it. Yeah. Yeah, we do. Right. But yeah. You know the name of it, Wasabi?
No, I don't.
Good. Yeah. I'll tell you off stream or whatever, but yeah, it's a bunch of bullshit. But to tell you the truth, I wouldn't be surprised if some people probably took like end stake gains and then diversified into it for just emergency, just in case if it did go well or not. Who knows? Because it's like, oh well, it's like for most people it'd be the first time they've ever had big money. I mean, you're like, fuck, man, I don't know what if because the FUD and all the competition shit and all the fucking I don't know what's going to go on in the background and stuff, but there's some fuckery going on, and I'm seeing it in private channels and stuff, and they're going to try to influence people and try to fudge shit out, you know.
Yeah, I almost think that happens with like every like any kind of project or coin.
Yeah,
it's just kind of it's like kind of the nature of like the like even like in market cycles with all the Elliott waves, like the FUD is kind of like built into like those impulses basically, like whenever there's corrections and just FUD. So
I mean, like right now people are diversifying into people who are in Chainlink are buying band protocol just because it's the competitor, and we're like, fuck it, I might as well own Pepsi as well because you never know. That's what's going on right now. There's always a Pepsi and a Coca-Cola, you know. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah, we're probably going to close up the stream right now in like 4 minutes. It's already been like 2 hours already.
So for Hex, if you do a I'm just thinking like, because you have like the duration of like the staking period.
Right.
So what is the advantage of like, let's say somebody, because it probably ties into like all those emergency end stakes, but let's say you have like a staking period of like 1 year versus, and let's say like you keep staking your coins for like 1 year at a time versus like, so, and let's say you do that over the course of like 5 years versus somebody just doing like a 5-year stake. How does because I'm guessing like anytime you stake the coins, there's probably like some kind of like share price or something. Because I'm not as too familiar with like how the staking works, to be honest. But to do like 1 year broken up versus just having like a long staking period and just kind of like I guess like what the advantages of that would be in terms of like how much hex you'd accumulate for doing like one method versus the other.
Oh, it's easier. So, I mean, one is like you're trying to take cash up front. Basically, you want more money more consistently, which is fine.
Yeah.
But so okay, let me try to explain. So let's just say you do I have 10,000 hex and you have 10,000 hex, right?
Okay.
I stake for 5 and you stake for 1. You end up getting, let's just say on that 10,000 hex, you end up getting, after all the penalties are paid and everything to you, once you end stake it, you'll have 15,000. You'll have 15,000 hex. Then you stake it for another year. Then you'll end up having somewhere closer to about 15,000 hex. You'll end up getting another 5,000.
Okay.
So let's just say we both start with the same amount of hex, right? But let's just say our share rate is 10,000 shares and my rate is 10,000 shares, right? Okay. I stake for 5 years. My share rate will be somewhere close to about let's say 45,000 shares.
Okay.
For 5 years. You stake for 1 year. you end up getting 10,000 shares essentially. Then you stake the next time, and you stake the full amount. You'll end up having 8,000 shares.
Okay.
Your shares will be going down, so the amount of your payout goes down. So that's why you always want to whatever happens right now in the now time, the best share rate is today. But the thing is, my 5-year stake will always be worth more than yours because my share rate is better at the start and it's longer. So when I end stake it, my payout's going to be gigantic compared to yours. Plus, I'm picking up all the penalties of people like fudding out and shit. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So what I would do in that situation is here's the problem is like you want a certain amount out, right? What I would do is like I would put 10,000 for 1 year, 10,000 for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, and then keep taking that out. And then once I got that money, and then I put a little in my pocket for the gains. I put that next one for 5 years. So eventually, all your stakes coming out, you're just waiting 1 year, and it's 5-year stake coming out every single time. I'm doing something close to that. I'm doing probably something closer to my strategy is do like a 10-year strategy of that, or an 11-year strategy of that. Or like every time I end stake, I'm just getting a shit ton of hex, and it's just a really good income. Or I'm just gonna use it around for altcoins or restake. Most of it's gonna get restaked. Yeah. Let me see any more questions. Yeah.
Stakes and staking. Okay.
Definitely. Did you have any more questions, Wasabi?
No, I guess I'll just be I guess I'll be planning out how I set up the staking on that. I'm probably gonna take a small amount and just put it into like a 15-year stake and just see what happens.
Before you do it, okay? I need to hear.
It's not gonna be a substantial amount, but yeah, I'll definitely consult you before I do that.
Yeah, Max, it's still a good time right now. It dipped down. It was at 40% of a penny. It's at 37% of a penny. So it right now, I think under a penny, hex is a really good buy. Over a penny, it gets a little riskier. Like, cause like let's just say like it goes to 10 cents, right? It goes to 10 cents, right? And you buy it at a penny. That's a 10x. You buy it at 3/4 of a penny. That's a 30x. You see the difference there in your gains? So your bang for your buck's really high right now. Yeah, but if then from there, once it's like if you're buying it at 5 cents, right, dude, damn, bro, like I don't know, that's fucking late. Like I would say my maximum is maybe penny and a half, under 2 pennies. After 2 pennies, I wouldn't purchase it and stuff unless I'm buying it to do some super long stake or something. That's something different. Or I've already gotten a bunch of hex from a stake already, and I'm just basically long stakes or something. Or maybe I'm selling some hex to like reposition into some other coins, or I'm just taking money out for my life, top up my savings or something. Yeah. I mean, whatever crypto, the whole point of cryptos or eventually is to sell some of it for your life, we're living machines. We're not like something where like we just go beep boop, my number higher, I win, and we do nothing with it.
Well,
we have to do something with it, like what if crypto goes up and then fucking real estate crashes? I'm fucking gonna go buy real estate. Dude, like it's like like at least pay off, like at least buy your house cash or some shit, or like get debt free your fucking life. Like that right there, just alone. Yeah, 3/4 of it. It's under 3/4 of a penny. It's at 37%. So it's like imagine if it's pennies, it's 37 pennies to $1. Fuck, I'll just do the math right now. Let's see. it's a 20. It's a 27x to 10 cents at current prices. Yeah, well, yes, but not. So that's when people lie to you and stuff. Like I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie to you, Versal. Like buying a coin at the all-time highs is like because you're bang for your buck of how big your stake can be gets low. Even though you're right. Let's just say you buy the all-time high and you buy at the all-time high and then you stake it for 10 years. You're still gonna do pretty well on that 10-year stake, right? But if you bought like a week before or a week after it dumps down, your share rate is way higher because you have way more hex. You know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah, fuck yeah, exactly. This whole cycle is going to be us getting a ton of income in terms of just like all these dividend payouts and stuff from all these tokens and coins that which was missing from the last cycle. Then using that money to make sure that we have cash in reserves, and then selling, then rebuying these assets that pay us basically dividend, give us payments essentially. And then from there, using that money to buy more assets that pay us more money, which is real estate or dividend stocks, which is pretty fucking boring. But when you're just parking money, like Costco ain't going nowhere, bro. Like you're just basically diversifying yourself to make sure you're bulletproof. Because let's just say I fuck up or something, we all fuck up or something just crazy happens. Let's just say crypto just like goes down like the .com or something, like .com boom. Then elite, like there's something like a really famous bodybuilder said. His name was Rich Piana. Like he was playing around during the 2000 to 2001 fucking .com boom, and what he was just day trading stocks and stuff like that. He bought a couple companies. He bought Intel. He made some big money on it. And what he did with the money was he asked people around, his uncle and stuff, and they said you should go into real estate. So he lived in Texas at the time, and he bought himself a 15-plex, which is basically an apartment complex with 15 renters in it. And after the market went to shit, he pretty much lived an unbelievably good lifestyle because he had 15 payments coming to his way. And from there, he was able to build his little empire, and he was able to have the money to actually do his passion, which is like really valuable. You know, like you don't hear people saying that, like just having some secure, like just not having to worry, like you know for a fucking fact. Let's just say you make $80,000 a year, $100,000 a year, just to know that like I could sleep all day in my fucking bed, and I will make that $80,000 is pretty fucking powerful. You know, because then you give yourself freedom. Obviously, you're not gonna like give yourself some crazy like I'm making like $47,000 a fucking day or some shit, but it's possible. But yeah, Rich Piana was great, dude. But that's how he was able to do all that YouTube stuff and everything, like because he had money. Because from there with that income, he started investing into stocks when it was cheap because he had money coming in from renters. So imagine having a paid off property with 15 people paying you a paycheck. That's pretty fucking good. I don't know about you, but yeah, that's pretty awesome. Like the average American spends about, I think if they're right, like 12 to 13 days of the month just trying to pay their rent. If you actually add it up, how much you make a month, and then look at how much you pay in rent, and basically you're someone's slave for about 12 days out of the month. You're working for that person. That's pretty crazy if you start thinking of shit like that, you know. But yeah, I mean, I'm trying to find this one book. There's some book where saying there's new slaves now, where like a certain amount of money is equal to having a slave. I was like, what the fuck? I have never heard anyone ever say that before. But basically, I think he said like $3.7 million equals a slave or something. I don't know. That was fucking crazy when I heard that, but I can't find that video anymore. Yeah, so don't be a slave. Yeah, that's a great strategy. But I would, yeah, that's a great strategy. Yeah, 1 to 15, and then on from there you can decide what to do with the amount of hex you have. You know, that 15-year stake's going to be gangster as fuck, though.
Dude, imagine like I'm just thinking like 5 or 6 years from now, especially if it ends up sticking around. Those will be great birthdays. Like amazing.
It's going to be really great. It's going to be a really good chunk of change too, man. Damn, that's going to be good. Well, all right, you guys. This is a great stream. I got to get some sleep. You can follow. Where can people follow you, Wasabi?
Yeah, you could follow me on Twitter. It's just Wasabi DCL.
Yeah, and you can follow me at Litecoin Moses on Twitter, and you guys already know Dollar Cost Crypto. And don't forget to follow and subscribe, hit the notification bell, smash the like button. You guys know what to do. And then when this video gets posted on YouTube, just comment. I don't know. More videos probably. All right, peace, you guys.
All right, later, everybody.